Hello, my name is Ariel New, and today I'm showing you guys how to keep flow in conversations, how to keep the flow going in conversations, and this could be for one-on-one or group interactions. So even though I've always been very sensitive and aware of these things, my issue in the past was I didn't know how to consciously guide and direct it. It's like I'm always a witness of myself. When I'm in my flow, I'm happy about it, but I didn't know how to sustain it. And when I'm losing my flow or forcing the flow or starting to look like an idiot, it would just happen. Like I didn't know how to control it. I didn't know how to stop it. I didn't know how to change it. Or when I try to, I just mess it up even more. Which is why in the last 5-6 years, as I really committed to my self-actualization journey, and of course, me stepping into this role of helping others with themselves and with social interactions more and more, I'm like, bitch, I need to get this down straight. I find that keeping the flow going is a lot to do with the ability to shift energies during the process. And if you really think about it, it makes sense because in order to keep others captivated and myself captivated and not get to dry or awkward places, you have to be able to have a certain energy be going, but have some ups and downs with it, not chaotic, but enough changeability to keep the attention going and to not make yourself dry out or become awkward. What works best for me is blending live nervous system regulation with practical techniques. Breathing. Live breathing. It's not breathing, but it's not only breathing before or after. It's really about, can you do the after breathing throughout? Because that's when it's important. When you're starting to feel anxious, when you're starting to know that whole, no, the flow, where is it going to go? Can I keep it? That is when you want to actively breathe as the intention is still on you. So for example, me, I have that high energy sometimes, a lot of emotions, a lot of expressions, and I start to talk really fast, but sometimes I can feel that I'm just going to lose the flow soon. So what I'm going to do as I'm still talking really fast is suddenly I'm going to start active breathing in the live moment while I continue to talk. And it's even okay if other people notice that I'm probably doing this to calm myself down a little. It's actually quite impressive. I'm able to continue to talk and breathe at the same time and be conscious and aware of what the heck is going on. And I'm live regulating and you can see it too, but that is what you do. One thing I do a lot is mood shifts. It's very effective, especially when the attention's on you, all eyes are on you. It's great for not drawing out the conversation or not letting it get to a awkward or uncomfortable place. So for example, watch this video again. I might be talking very seriously, but then I'll say something funny and then I'll shift my energy so that it keeps people's attention going. Or maybe I'm really, because like I said earlier, I have a lot of energy sometimes. I'm emotionally expressive. So I'm doing that a lot. And in order for me to sustain my flow, because I'm using a lot of energy right now and this is hard to maintain, I'll suddenly just shift into a more serious energy. Yeah. Maybe I was just explaining a story or I made a joke and we're all laughing. And then I was like, yeah, but you guys, so you know what I mean, right? Like that's basically the concept of it. I'll get back to a more serious state. So I'll shift the moods. A lot of times for me, it's from serious to funny or funny to serious, serious to funny, funny to serious. Or sincere, like I'm here with you. I love you. I'm always in love with you, but I'm sincere. But sincerity can get heavy too. So sincere to lighthearted, to sincere to lighthearted, to sincere to lighthearted. So that's the mood shifts. Something else on the same similar lines that I also do is speed shifts. Fast to slow, slow to fast, easy. I talk really fast sometimes and then I'll slow down. And I think the fast to slow is a tactic in itself. Of course, when we start to get anxious, when we're really talking really fast, and maybe we started talking really fast because we had a point, but then we start to feel our energy coming up here. So it's about, okay, can I slow down? And it's always possible. Anything that you feel uncomfortable doing is coming from you. It's coming from you. So it's up to us to be okay with these speed changes. And how do we be okay with it? We go back to nervous system regulation. Breathe as we're going fast, and then we decide to slow down a bit, but continue the conversation. And then once we're slow, we don't want to keep it all super slow for a long time so we can pick it up again like this. But if we're breathing, then it flows a lot easier throughout. So speed shifts is another one, a great one. Another one I often do is focus or intimacy shifts. So focus shifts are just if I'm talking about this topic and I can tell that, okay, I've been talking about this topic for quite a while, I might take a little break and breathe and be like, yeah, but that reminds me. Okay, so there's this other incident. I'll just shift the topic to keep my flow going, or intimacy shifts. So maybe I'm in a group setting and I am talking to the whole group, telling a story, blah, 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 blah. And the group's all listening to me, but I can feel that, okay, the attention's been on me for quite some time. So as I'm telling the story, I'll suddenly look at someone and be like, so what do you think? Do you think that was the right choice? Sarah, do you think so? I'll shift the intimacy from group to someone individual. Or it could also go the other way, right? If I'm in a group, but I was talking to only Sarah and I'm asking her a question or getting to know something she's talking about. Oh my gosh, that pastry chef. Yes, I've been to his shop before. Wait, guys, have you been to his shop before? The one that me and Sarah went to? You shift the energy from individual to group. So intimacy shifts is also a great tip, a great trick. Another trick is asking questions with genuine curiosity. This is really effective in one-on-one conversations. As we're listening to someone, even in groups too, as we're listening to someone, really learn how to actively listen and find points where you have genuine, at least a little bit of curiosity over, and then you can ask them questions. And asking questions is also a great way for you to take breaks. If you were speaking for a long time, or if you feel a bit more grounded and you need some time to regulate yourself, then take these moments to pay attention to other people and ask them questions from a genuine place, and try to ask from a genuine place because that's going to trigger a genuine response from them. They can feel if you're asking something very surface level and then their response is going to be short and you're not going to have that much time to regulate yourself. So try to be there, be an active listener, and ask something genuine. Another great tip, and this is something I personally had to practice a lot and I'm still practicing. I actually caught myself in a few conversations in the last few days with friends where I still spot myself doing this, but letting others lead. Letting others lead. And at least for me personally, a lot of times this happens when I'm telling a story. It's my turn to talk and I'm explaining something, or I'm telling a story, but I have a hard time having breaks and having pauses. And I would feel the need to continue on instead of having a break. So even if you're telling a story, and maybe there's more to the story, because especially if you feel like your energy is becoming ungrounded again, tell a story. So be like, yeah, so last time, I was at the grocery market the other day and I was trying to look for apple cider vinegar, but I couldn't find it. I looked everywhere and I couldn't find it. But then I went to this other market. So even that little break, you took it so that you can remind yourself, oh yeah, what did I do after? But taking that little break in between also gives them the space to maybe ask you a clarifying question for you to remember your flow again. So be okay with telling a story actively and taking a break. Either when you're done the story, you don't have to continue on and be the one that leads into the next topic, or next level, be telling your story. And even during the story, just have moments of pauses and give them the opportunity to digest what you're saying. And they will naturally, if they have this moment to digest, they will naturally have questions, and these questions will help you get back into the flow. Another tip is try to not over explain and repeat your words and your stories and your phrases. And this is something that's very personal for me. I do this a lot and I got it from my mother. I'm really trying hard to not do it as much. And honestly, practice makes progress. So it's really about talking more and being conscious of these things in order to refine it. But I used to, or I still do a lot of times, have this tendency to repeat myself over and over again, especially when I'm nervous, and reiterate and over-explain. So a great way to mitigate this is, again, going back to nervous system regulation, but also really remembering our intention and being clear in what we want to express before we start talking. So if you're excited, or you feel like, oh, there's a story I can tell here, or you want to join in on the conversation, take a moment first to be like, okay, what's the story? Even a few seconds, just be like, what do I want to say right now? That moment of clarifying your intention will help you stay more focused and stay more clear and stay more succinct in whatever you're about to express. I love this one. I think it's such a great one, such an effective one to help us be both captivating, confident, but also vulnerable and honest at the same time, is the ability to be vulnerable and honest at the same time. I just said it. To be able to, instead of in live social moments when a vulnerability comes up or an insecurity comes up, for example, for me, I have sometimes when I talk too fast, I can't enunciate, or I mix up my words. Instead of just getting very reactive or feeling so bad, or just like being really embarrassed and showing it, or trying to mask it, trying to just talk really fast, or trying to cover it, or trying to pretend that it didn't happen, what I do is a lot of times I just call it out. Like when I mess up my enunciation, a lot of times in my videos you guys see, and I just literally, when I say something wrong, I will just stop and pronounce it one more time, enunciate it one more time. Or when I start to jumble my words like I just did, I'll just call it out. But I'll laugh at myself. If I can be light and vulnerable about it, then other people can see it in a light way too. If I find it endearing within myself, it's much higher chance of other people find it endearing. See, that wasn't a proper sentence, but you know what I mean. You catch my gist, right? And lastly, don't force or exaggerate your flow. Once you start to really know your energy expressions, your different expressions, you will play with it, you will experiment with it, you will need to go into social settings and practice, and there will be moments where you feel uncomfortable, and it's okay. Be compassionate and kind with yourself. However, at least for me, I used to force or exaggerate certain skills, certain parts of myself that are great, that are captivating, but only when it's in its natural flow. So it's not about pushing it. For example, my animated expressions. When I feel good, when I'm in balance, and when I'm focused. So a lot of times it's about just being present. Instead of thinking about I need to be in my flow, or because I know I can be very animated and can be very captivating, I need to keep thinking about being animated and captivating. When you start to do that, then you're forcing it, and people can see that you're in balance. Or maybe your flow is being more mysterious in your delivery. Like you have this certain energy about you when you talk that's, I don't know, like sultry and shit. So, but when you just focus on only that, it gets to an icky place. So it's not about focusing on, I need to intensify this or emphasize this because I know that this is my skill. It's about focus on the present moment, focus on the story, focus on the content of what you're actually saying, and just remember, back of your head, know that this is your skill. It's the delivery, but your focus is on the story. Your focus is on the content. And when you're focusing on the content and the story, naturally, whatever that expression is will come through naturally. So that's it. Thank you guys so much. I hope this was helpful. Again, if you guys would like to get to know yourself more intimately, understand your energy expressions, you can get coaching with me. You can find more information in my description below. You can also get my new Human Energy and Social Interactions Handbook. It's also in the description below. It's a collection of all of my foundational concepts regarding human energy, how we're all interconnected, as well as techniques for mastering social interactions. And the online version, I consistently and will consistently and continuously update it. So please bookmark it and come back. You're always going to get new content from it. So it's a great resource to bookmark. See? Great resource to bookmark. Thank you. I'm practicing. So that's it. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you guys for being here. Let me know what you think of this video. Let me know in the comments below. Let me know if you have any questions. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know if you guys do put any of my tactics and techniques into use and what happens after. I would love to hear your stories. And remember, guys, when in doubt, sometimes we just have to see things from a new view. Sometimes we just have to see things from a new view. Love you guys. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.